Hello, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World Warships for our Tuesday video, which is going to be going over update 13.6, where we have the new French destroyers coming into the game. So, as always in these articles, you can find a day of premium, and I think the last several ones, they've actually just had your day of premium up towards the top. It felt like it used to always be hidden somewhere within, so maybe some players got annoyed by that. But a summary of the this update, and you have early access to French Destroyers Event Pass, aka not a battle path, Mode Shuffle, Brawls with support consumables, ranked battles, Armory, Star Trek. It was delayed, but it's going to be coming in with this update. Arpeggio, Transformers, content additions and changes, and other changes. I'll put the link in the description below, so if you want to watch this video, you can. I'm not going to, just under like copyright and all that stuff. So, anyhow, so we have the new French destroyers coming into the game. So maybe you have already beginning to see these French destroyers being played more and more lately by testers. So these new French destroyers operate best in close range combat, starting from the Le Hardy, probably pronouncing it wrong. They are armed with very powerful torpedoes that can travel fast and far. Starting with the Tier 7 the Hardy, researchable torpedoes continue with both the stock and researchable types at Tier 8 and higher. The new destroyers' torpedoes inflict variable damage based on the distance they travel. Ugh, they are... Okay, so they don't want you to yellow in? Or is it they do less damage further away? They're most effective at close range. Okay, yeah. Most effective at close range and lose destructive power the longer they travel. So these are destroyers that Wargaming wants you to push in with. Interesting. On the other hand, you can also rely on these long-range torpedoes if you prefer a safer approach in battle. The destroyer's main battery guns deal moderate damage per minute and don't have the best ballistics, but the emergency engine power consumable with its short duration but high speed output will help you close the distance to your opponents quickly. Special saturation mechanics shared with their sister tech tree French destroyers may also help you survive close encounters. They cause these new ships to take only half damage in their middle section after a certain damage threshold is met. Okay, so same characteristics. I'm wondering if the guns, main battery guns, this says moderate damage per minute, but not the best ballistics. So I'm wondering if the other French GD line has better guns. But you got the emergency engine power, which is like 25% engine boost, and the torpedoes deal more destructive damage the closer you are. So these are very much like YOLO ships, which you kind of thought like that's what the Italian destroyers are supposed to do. I mean, Polio Emilio, of course, but the tech tree ones are like very underwhelming. So permanent camouflages, a French historical commander, André Lemonnier. I'm guessing on that one again. Not terrible. This one's probably like that one the best out of all of them. Personal challenge was returned to the game in update 13.6 as part of the early access. They'll be available to the start of update 13.7 and split into 2-week sprints. So these should be in early access for like 2 updates. Yeah, September 4th is when it ends. So again, with these doing the early access, I never recommend like spending actual real life money and just being able to go up, because you probably can get the tier 5 maybe through 7 for free with tokens, or whatever, and then it'll cost you to go up the rest of the line. I don't really recommend that. Just wait for them to come out of early access, would be my general advice. The French Destroyers Event Pass. Okay, so that's where they give you the tier 5, right? That's the name of it. Yeah. As my phone goes off in the background. Good to see. And then I think that's some type of, what is that called? Permanent camouflage. Second progression line, you can get the tier 5 premium destroyer, the Sirocco, and then and then your final reward, I'm guessing, is actually getting the La Hardy. So imagine putting a tech tree ship as pay for doubloons if you want to receive it. So again, that's kind of underwhelming. Mode Shuffle. This is going to be interesting. So update 13.6 brings a new temporary battle type, Mode Shuffle, that will randomly place you in one of 3 military game modes focus on close quarters encounters. Airship escort, convoy, or arms race. 12v12, 8 through tier 10 ships, all ship types. Okay. Divisions of up to 3 players, ship type restrictions, 1 aircraft carrier, 6 battleships, 7 cruisers, 4 destroyers, 2 submarines. Well, thank goodness it's not 3 destroyers or 3 submarines. I had a match the other day in randoms where it was 3 submarines on each team. That was a nightmare. While Convoy and Airship Escort are the most recent versions of these game modes, we've made a slight change to Arms Race. No buffs will appear near the map borders. The buffs will pop up somewhere in the middle part of the map, so you'll need to get up close and personal to buff yourself and your team. The changes for Arms Race are only present in Mode Shuffle, and this mode will be unaltered in other battle types. Okay, so then let's see here. So this is Airship Escort. It's been a while since we're playing Convoy. Yeah, here's Convoy. And then, yeah, here you can see the buffs. So you see they're not on the 9-10 line and 1 through 3 line. Or I guess, yeah, there you can see some 8 line. So how many destroyers will die at the start of the battle? That's the question. Like, get up close and personal, then here they are in Vermont. I mean, Vermont can clap, especially you get close range, right? Brawls with support consumables, 3 brawls, starting the 15th of July for NA. This time you'll be bringing special support consumables into battle with you. Hey, I was just asked in a recent Q&A, do I think special support consumables will find a place in the game? Yeah, just temporarily, they'll keep bringing them back from time to time. These mechanics previously appeared in Pinata, a hunt event in Clan Battle Season 25, so you might remember them from these clashes. However, not all the support consumables are returning to our virtual seas, only specific ones available in each brawl. So then here you have joint fleet maneuvers. I mean, do we really need to have these in the game? Ranked battles, coming back again, starting tomorrow. Okay. Bronze League is 7v7. Oh, it's been a while. I feel like we've had a lot of 6v6 the last several ranks, so back to 7v7, that's fun. Tier 6 and Tier 7 ships, no more than 1 aircraft carrier, 1 submarine, 4 battleships, 4 destroyers, 6 cruisers. Then Silver League is 7 versus 7 in Tier 10 ships and super ships. Is Gold League the same? What? Okay, so silver. Okay, bronze 7 versus 7, tier 5 and tier 7 ships. Silver League 7 versus 7, tier 10 ships and super ships, and then the same ship restrictions. Gold League, you go backwards and it becomes a 5 versus 5 in tier 8 through tier 9 ships. That's weird, because usually this one is Bronze League, Silver League, excuse me. So you work up in the tier progression, but this time they flipped it. Interesting. Interesting. So maybe they're like, I wonder if why they're doing this is because of super ships. Because maybe you have players who are complaining that they can never get to Gold League to play their tier 10 or super ships. You know, they'd have to play maybe an obscene amount of battles to if you're not that good, generally speaking. So then now they're like, as soon as you get out of Bronze League, you'll be facing tier 10 ships and super ships. They don't have a ship restriction on super ships. Well, it'd just be the class. Okay. Interesting. And then you go to tier 8 through tier 9. And it's a 5 versus 5. 1 aircraft carrier, 1 submarine, 3 battleships, 3 destroyers, 5 cruisers. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Armory. They're really flaunting these girls, aren't they? With the start of update 13.6, all Commander Dasha Perova variants will be removed from the Armory. So, yeah, NA, this is your last day if you want a Dasha Perova commander. But 2 commanders with individual voiceovers are ready to take their place at the helms of your ships. Pan American Commander her purchased for 15,000 coal, and Spanish Commander Martina Verano will be purchased for 1,500 doubloons. Both of them come for 10,000 skill points. That's interesting because you would have the other commanders Like if it's 1,500 doubloons, it costs you 35,000 coal for a 10-point commander. But now it's different. It's 15,000 coal rather than 35,000. So they put these in the summer. You had to buy doubloons in game or a premium shop, and then they would on the website, and then they would give you summer tokens, and then you use those summer tokens to actually buy these two commanders. But now they've made it, hey, you didn't actually have to spend money. You could have just waited and got it for 15,000 coal, or still, I guess, spend some money for 1,500 doubloons for them. Interesting. Here comes Star Trek, starting on NA tomorrow. I'm guessing EU would be Thursday. Not sure about Asia, which day it follows, if it's NA or EU. World of Warships is constantly working to push the boundaries and bringing exciting new content to illustrious captains. But this time we have something truly out of the world for you. Star Trek. Prepare yourselves, load up on photon torpedoes, check the battery levels on your tricorders, and chart a course for strange new victories. And I'll have more information about this coming in a separate article. So if it's coming to the game tomorrow for NA, then we'll probably see an article today, if not tomorrow then. Arpeggio. Arpeggio Blue Steel Ars Nova is making return to World of Warships. Update 13.6. The Blue Steel ships and commanders that you are already familiar with will once again gather to face off against the fleet of fog. New commander Hyuga with individual voiceover, and new variation of already existing standard permanent camouflage for Tier 10 Arp Yamato, and commemorative flags for Tier 10 Yamato and Hyuga and Ars Nova contains are being added to the game. In a new container. Look at all this. Like, between this current update, 13.5, we had 3 collaborations, and then now here in update 13.6, we again have 3 collaborations. Again. They must be really desperate for money this summer. I don't know. Not enough players playing the game during summer. I don't know. Update 13.6 brings back Transformers, as well as numerous permanent camouflages and other themed content as part of another exciting event. World of Warships and Transformers collaboration. The composition of the following containers has been changed. Cybertron Premium Container, the Transformers the Movie, the 35th Anniversary Container, and the Transformers the Movie 35th Anniversary Premium Container. Check the new container contents on our dedicated page once update 13.6 goes live. Content additions and changes. When activating burst fire and or modified shells, the latter currently only feature on the test ship Victoria and Almirante Ocrendo. The parameters of the shells changed. We've added a few things to make this more clear to players. New alternative shell icons have been added when burst fire and modified shells are active. The icon that appears under the crosshairs is now more visible, because I'm guessing they're doing this because people would forget that they were in burst fire mode when they wanted maybe to switch back to single fire mode. So it's probably a good change in general. Tooltips for shells now show the difference between the original and modified parameters of the shell. I think that has to do with the modified shells because they've done something different with them. We've made several sound improvements for combat instructions, including sounds that indicate filling of the combat instructions progress bar, activation of combat instructions being currently active and working, end of combat instructions action time. In addition to the above, combat instructions have also received visual improvements for the tooltip UI. Okay, that's the modified. That should be the modified shells icon. Yeah. Or maybe that's the modified, and then this is the burst fire. Or burst fire with modified, I don't know. High explosive shells. I'm trying to see if they if they're like, oh yeah, that's with it active. This is the Humphreys. So just a little bit more information, I guess. Content additions, Bad Santa Commander with individual voiceover. For Clan Battle Season 27, we've added the ASP and Hurricane ASP achievements. We've also added Pan American Unique commander, Joaquim Marquez, Lisboa to the game for testing. An outstanding commander, naval commander that South America gave the world, a national hero of Brazil, and patron of the Brazilian Navy, brought glory to his name in several 19th century conflicts. For aircraft carrier, survivability expert increases aircraft HP plus 30% or plus 30 instead of plus 25. For battleships, brisk increases ship speed while remaining undetected by plus 12.5% rather than 10%. For cruisers, survivability expert increases you up to plus 500 instead of plus 450. For destroyers, survivability expert increases HP for each ship by plus 400 rather than the regular 350. The following talents, Patron of the Navy, activates upon earning the High Caliber achievement. Number of ship squadron consumables plus 1, consumable action time plus 20%, ship speed plus 8% can be triggered once per battle. Relentless firing activates once per battle upon hitting enemy ships 175 times with main and secondary battery shells. So this is kind of Lucian's. When you get 140 main battery hits, he gets proxies, one of his talents. Main battery reload time, negative 5%. Secondary reload time, negative 15%. Torpedo tube reload time, negative 10%. Okay. Master and Commander activates after using combat instructions 2 times. Bonuses raises the minimum combat instructions progress from 0 to 20 until the end of the battle, can be triggered once per battle. Raises the minimum combat instructions progress. So maybe rather, if you have to go to 0 to 100, it's now 20 to 100. So you activate your combat instructions faster. So it seems to be keeping in mind, yeah, Victoria, because that's a battleship if I remember correctly. I don't remember what this one is. Okay. Does it say how he's going to be available? I'm guessing 175,000 coal. That's what the other ones go for. Commander still in development will become available to players and run the future updates. So they might change some things with the commander still. Oh, finally. Oh, wait. Maybe not finally. Starting with update 13.6, all players who previously owned the Rodney will receive a new historical permanent camouflage for the ship. Ships are these... Yeah, okay. Pan American battleships. Okay. So we're going to be getting Pan American battleships in the future after the French destroyers comes out of early access, probably. I'm not going to even try to pronounce these, but let's go through and see. They have a Pan American battleship, tier 9. Pan American battleship, a tier 10. A European cruiser, a tier 10. A German destroyer, tier 10. A Pan American submarine, a tier 6. Ship clones, Commodore, and Prince Sigismund, which is based off Prince Heinrich, were added for testing by developers, volunteers, and community contributors. Future changes. They're changing the colorful Regatta premium containers. Commander Armory section update. Starting with update 13.7, so not this update, but the next update, the following commanders will join the Armory on a permanent basis. Wow, they're adding a lot more commanders into the game. So it looks like we have several different... oh, so they're going to actually have Leroy Jenkins permanently in the game. I think I have 2 or 3 of him. I don't remember. So yeah, it looks like several different nation commanders. Other changes. Fixed textures on Johnston. Fixed an issue with the incorrect probability for causing flooding when torpedoes hit the bow or stern of enemy ship. Fix a visual for Wisconsin with the war paint camouflage equipped. A visual bug concerning display of blacklisted players in a battle. An issue with display of incorrect battle results for Midway's bombers. Fix an issue with incorrect display of pinged airplanes on the minimap. A visual issue with the port on the low graphics setting. An issue with sometimes allowed a player who did not create a division to change the battle type for that division. a visual issue with the display of Azurlade Baltimore in the port. Okay. Well, what do we think is good here? I mean, the French destroyers, that definitely seems interesting. I'll be really intrigued to see how those play. Event pass, mode shuffle. Yeah, a nice change of pace, perhaps. At least it's not like, oh, it might be randoms or something, right? Randoms battle. These are more, they're trying to improve the brawling for players who want to brawl. Now, I wonder, this is a temporary battle type. So probably your stats don't matter. So, you know, like if you are a person who pays attention to your statistics and randoms co-op ranked as an example, this won't be tracked. So then you might see some people, including myself, do some like stupid things, funny things, testing out different things, different tactics, different ship builds. So I do like these temporary battle types because especially when they're the brawling, like airship, escort, convoy, arms race, yeah. It kind of feels to me that you can lower your shoulders, so to speak, if you're not so much as per se a competitive player. I mean, I'm competitive in extent, but I do really like having fun. And so this is my advice for this event. So let's say you have a tier 8 or you have a tier 9 or a tier 10 ship and you can't get your mind wrapped around it in terms of the play style and stuff. This is the mode to do it in. I've done this in the past. Like I think when we had like, what was it called? Grand battles, when they were first testing super ships, and arms race used to be its own battle type. So if there's a certain ship you're kind of struggling with, or you're just not sure how to play, I mean, take it in mode shuffle. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean, I've done that with multiple ships in previous events, and that helped me finally figure out the play style, angling, positioning, all that kind of thing. So, yeah, take advantage of that here. I mean, I think that'd be some good advice, I think, with that. Brawls and support consumables, Ranked battles, interesting what they're doing here, and doing Silver League with tier 10 and super ships, and then Gold League being a 5v5 with tier 8 and tier 9. So you can have even a more impact on the game if you manage to get up in the Gold League. I'm just started my vacation today, actually. I'm here in Scandinavia, Norway. So I'm gonna have 4 weeks of vacation, so I'm probably gonna be pretty active in ranked myself, because I like the if they keep rewarding you those bronze, silver, and gold permanent camouflages. A lot of collaborations, so if you like that, good for you. So this is a decent update, I think, overall. I'm probably most excited about mode shuffle and just having more time to play ranked battles. So yeah, so let me know your thoughts on the new update. You excited about something? You're concerned about something? So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you have subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, and we will catch you next time. Take care.